Shalom, family. Glory be to God and blessed be the Lamb. Good morning. I am disturbing you, but indulge me. Indulge me for half an hour, give or take. You know, as I was saying last night, there's no way that you can do nothing in this situation. None. Nothing is the most dangerous thing that you can do at this point. We're not going to let you not do nothing. It's not going to be business as usual. I've been saying this a year now. Can you believe that the very people, think about the optics of it. I don't want to get in the weeds of the situation because it would take the whole hour. But just think of the optics of it. Just the optics. You have the people of the book and the people of the cloth standing against those who are neither the people of the book or the people of the cloth. In fact, they worship totally other gods in what was sanctioned as a Christian country, to the point that they were openly saying, this is not a Christian country. They were saying, I understand it now. What they were saying is they're not Christian and they are the overwhelming majority. This is what they were saying. So if you have a country that's based on Christianity, its moral turpitude notwithstanding, or lack thereof notwithstanding, that is what should rule the day. That is what should rule of organizations who worship other gods and goddesses. Being PC this morning, they have to go too. They can never hold office in this country, period. Now, some of these things sound draconian, but these freedoms have been abused, completely abused. They're not even pretending to be citizens with any loyalty to this country at all anymore. Partially because for them to act outside of their cultural value system. That's point number 3. Point number 4 is we have a whole situation here where, on the one hand, this one particular people who by ethnicity or not, who by religion or not, who by race or not, or culture or not, because they can bounce all over the place and argue that anything that you say about them is anti-Semitic. Even the word Zionist is anti-Semitic now. And it depends on who's using it and how it's used. Really? In America, that's the most anti-God shit I've ever heard. God gave you a voice. God gave you a brain. God gave you a mind, not them. Not them. How much of you are you willing to give to them? To them. At any rate, none of this can actually stand. It can't stand. Every last person on them, and hundreds of thousands of coffins. This is the Democratic Party, by the way. This is how they're thinking. We've seen them doing it. What kind of government is this? We watch them as they watch the people get washed away and left, their bodies left there purposely. We watch them as they turned away offers of food and help to others that they themselves could not provide. We watch this. First you pull the plank out your own eye before you tell your brother about the splinter in his eye. clean up your own backyard before you tell somebody else about their backyard. The hell is wrong with you? So are we really, and are you guys really just gonna stand there in the face of the growing evidence, replete with names, pictures, dates and times and deeds? You're gonna really stand there and vote and speak at podiums? Like, you do what you're told. As long as there's money and there's a power and you're being blackmailed. I mean, we can drop the blackmail part. Y'all gonna save a lot of money on that. Don't nobody pay nobody nothing. The the cat's out of the bag. As far as blackmailing goes, you laugh at them fools. Get their ass a couple of bucks in gas money and send their ass about their way. He came to pick up 50,000. He getting $5. At the best, a 10. That's over. That's over. So you're going to stand there and act as though it's not happening. It's not going to blow over, gentlemen and ladies. This one is not going to blow over. This is impetus. This is Genesis. Not in the terms of biblical Genesis, but an ignition. It's like flipping a switch. You had already spent decades operating straightforward against the American people. Decades, at least 30 years. Easy, that we can point to. Policy after policy after policy, really 60 years, but we'll stop the count at a 30 to keep it in a contemporaneous manner. 30 years easy. What policy? And these are the very same people, some of them, who stand firmly against reparations, firmly against a hate crimes bill, firmly against any kind of policy that would rein in housing prices, food prices, or anything else. But why? Do you understand why now? The devil rewards them for hurting you. Don't you get it? The whole idea of liberalism is to tear a country apart. Do you see what liberalism, 30 years of it, has culminated in? 30 years of liberalism has culminated in this. But who couldn't see it coming? Well, I wouldn't expect the layman to understand. But people like me, who've been following politics since I was 14 years old, we see it. Everywhere liberalism goes, this is what you eventually have. It's like step one, do this. Then a step 2, and phase 3, and phase 4. And this is the final phase of liberalism, where everything has been weaponized against that country's culture, its founding principles. We see this wherever liberalism has cropped up, starting with Germany. During World War I was the beginning of liberalism. At the end of World War I, and led straight to World War II. Why? Listen to Adolf Hitler. Take the mask off. You know, it's funny how I said 2 years ago that history was not done with Adolf Hitler, and now the man is walking around in not walking around, but he may as well be, because his speeches are all over the internet. Now, when you listen to his speeches, where was he wrong? What was he saying wrong? What was everybody's panties in a snit about? Because the same thing has happened here. How? Because this is why no one wants certain cultures and groups around them. This is biblical. When God tells one group to wipe out another group, well, there's a reason for it. It ain't because they were being nice. It's not because they were good people. It's not because they were worshiping him. No, they were evil, wicked, um, this abominable culture. And these same people are walking around today, and they have the right. That's not the point. Worship whatever you want to. That's all. At all. This is why I started saying everybody have to go. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm looking up the road, like I'm looking up the road now. If you allow this to stand, you will be in food games. You are almost there now. You will be sacrificing, I promise you. You will be sacrificing each of you, one of your children, to take part to make sure the rest of what they call a family want to eat, which brings me to my final 15 minutes. The word family drives them insane. You would think. Not one like you would think. It's much broader. I did not know that there were so many sad people in the world. I did not know that so many had given up on God. So many didn't even know him. So many in this country were raised without so much a Bible in their homes. I did not know this until 15 years ago. They never even knew God. Never had a chance. But anyway, back to what I was saying. For that. Explore that. So in Latin America, the Latin American representatives from the majority of what we would call Latin American countries developed. Okay? These people have a definition of family that's totally anti-ethical to what we would have. In the beginning, a family is man, woman, and child. That is a family. They fight over the term family in the UN, and their term of family is in at the UN. I'm not just saying these things. So again, when you have two distinct cultures, the major culture or the dominant culture under assault by outside, we're going to call them outside cultures, outside influences, because they each have ties to their own home countries. Okay, this is why it's shit like the duality of citizenship and sworn oaths have to go. They must go. This is a fact. And who else tries to rip up families? Who tries to purposely destroy the nuclear family? Well, everyone else does that ain't the nuclear family. That's who does it. Okay? This is also a fact. A fact. So none of these other people should be in charge of anything that they cannot be assimilated into the dominant culture, period. Because they have options. They all have options. This is a nation of immigrants, meaning they came on their own free will. They came on their own free will. This is a nation of immigrants and slaves, but the slaves are the rightful owners of the land. Okay? So when you look at it from the outside in, they're all fighting over stolen property. And everybody is insisting that they have rights on land that's not even theirs, because they know that they sideline the original owners. Okay? Okay? This is why none of them, even if they're enemies on a sociological level, political level, they never speak of this, because it is the glue that binds. They will kill each other and never speak of it. Oh, okay? Sort of like they're doing now. Sort of like they're doing now. So when you have all of these outside pressures, on the dominant culture. I didn't say the dominant race or the dominant population or the, no, what is culturally American. Apple pie, Thanksgiving, baseball, football, music, that kind of shit. Okay. And its influences. Okay. So when the dominant culture is under consistent attack, consistent, okay, consistent, and it's happened all over Europe, everywhere that they have introduced liberalism, the response should have been directly opposite of what I witnessed. It should have been, you get the fuck out. If we have to get get draconian, and then that's what's going to be. Because again, wherever liberalism is, that culture dies. Not by the um, numbers and the race, but what that culture once was, what it believed in, what it lied and it had convinced itself it did. Now, what are you up against? People who don't believe in anything natural. Nominally, be Nomily, okay? Nominally, and I spelled it wrong. Nominal. Because they don't produce it. And they see the nuclear family as a threat. Where did it, and I think about where this assessment came from, because out of the nuclear family kept coming success, okay, success, balanced families who still believe in family reunions and get together and knew their neighbors and wished everybody well. Okay, well, they don't produce that. They don't. And every time that they see something like that, they attack it because it is a reflection of what they should be, but they can't be. And as long as that image is there, it's like a smack in the face, but they don't produce it. But the whole idea, which is my point, is foreign to the United States. There are a lot of foreign ideas to the United States that are here right now. It's almost, I mean, it's lawlessness. It's lawlessness. I'm glad it's immigrants. I mean, the whole Epstein list is pretty much from the black perspective, immigrants, all of them. And I am still marveling how one man, dude, if you wasn't so, you could have worked for me. God damn. I mean, in the future, this one man was able to corral and blackmail and keep dossiers on thousands of people, thousands, and manage it. I mean, what a waste of flesh and talent. And now he's running around masquerading like he dead. That fool ain't dead. Trust me. By their own religion and the power that they wield in the United States, that dude is not dead. It's so high schoolish. They get caught reading. I'm not going to even go down the line. That dude's not dead. I mean, convenienced is one thing. Coincidence is another thing. I mean, let's be real. But anyway, I got 5 minutes. So again, I have to ask the question, where's all this going? I have put a lot out in 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, okay? And I would tell others that this country is not going to do what's right towards its citizens or the rest of the world until they are gone out of it. I mean, out of power. Out of power completely. Here are the rules again in a summary. Rule number 1, dual nationality. Choose one or get the fuck out. Rule number 2, dual oaths, meaning I have a sworn oath to my God. I have a goddess, and then I have a sworn oath to the organization which I'm a member of, and I got a sworn oath to the people. Boo boo. That's too many hats. Your ass gotta go. Okay? I mean, that's rule number 2. Rule number 3, if their name is anywhere on that list, they either step forward, explain themselves willingly as to why they were there and what they did not take part in, and how they were just enamored by the power and the pull of the money and the power and the glow. They're going to have to explain themselves. Everybody else should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. I would recommend that they step down gracefully, quietly, and just disappear. They may chase you, though. They may chase you. But America and its citizens can no longer allow you to be in power when you are such a major threat, not only to the country, but to them on a personal level, in terms of freedom, free will, spirituality, economics, political power, and sociological consequences of the bad names of some of the most powerful people speaking against and voting against black interests, which are American interests, okay, who are all culturally given to being anti-black. This is just what it is. Accept this fact. And let's move on. Now, I'm going to let your asses go. And I'm still being nice. I'm going to remind you at the end of every missive, I'm being nice. I'm being very nice. Okay? Very, by name, 2 audios on that person per day. 1 on their beliefs and what they've already done, and 1 on their policy positions, and we'll connect the dots. They do the work of their father, and I do the work of mine. I am Source. I am 7. I am 1.